Hi, guys. This is Nancy with Love Guru, your guide to better relationships. And today is the day. We are celebrating Father's today, okay? And I want to go ahead and give love to all fathers. Happy Father's Day to you today. We really do care for you. We're happy that you were a part of our lives. And I want to give love to every father out there today across the world. Every father, whether you're good or bad, it doesn't matter. You're a dad, okay? You're going to be a dad for life. Um, Today's the day that I talk about my dad. And as I tell you before, it's going to be good, bad, and ugly. So let me start it off um, by saying that I'm from Jamaica. I am proud to be a Jamaican. And I grew up in Kingston with my dad. And we were living in Orange Grove. My dad have a lot of business in downtown, so that's going to be downtown Kingston, like Princess Street and stuff like that. So I think I'm anxious. So my dad taught me a lot. I think I grew up in a family where at a time money wasn't an issue. And even that money wasn't an issue. It wasn't that. I think, just a constant, over protection or overprotecting from him. It was kind of, a whole lot. And mom left when I was pretty young. So my dad actually grew me. I mean, my mom was there for all my other siblings, life. But for me, she left early. And growing up with dad, the good part is that he taught me a lot. He really did. He has passed on. And what should I say? Where it comes down to business, hustling, making money, that is something that I think all of the family has. Doesn't matter if it's, the sisters, the brothers. Crazy story. We have 24 brothers and sisters. And with the 24 brothers and sisters, we have 18 for my mom. I'm the 18th one. I'm the wash belly. And we had two twins. So, and we have six outside. So totally together with mom, my mom having 18 kids with two twins. And then we have six outside. So that's 24 brothers and sisters. Crazy. Some of them have passed on and some of them is still here. Some is still in Jamaica, some is here. And at the end of the day, I think I learned from my dad because he had so many business. I learned from him how to hustle. I think it kind of hurt us in a bit because when I went on my own, I was so sheltered. I knew about business, but I was like thinking that the world owed me something. And it took me a while to kind of register how to care for a dollar and what a dollar really worked, because I didn't really know what a dollar really worked, because dad would always provide for us. So, that was a downfall for me. I grew up understanding that, oh, money's just going to be there to buy everything that I need. Little did I know, it doesn't work like that, okay? I didn't have the dad tree anymore to say, okay, dad, we need some money, and it's just right there from us. So we learned a lot about trusting people. He taught me not to trust. Do not trust people. Even sometimes your family, and we trust them to an extent. And I know people around the world can relate to me, because there's going to be sometimes somebody in your family where you might do business with and you realize that, they stole a lot of money. And, it's just like, you can't trust. And my father taught me not to trust anybody but yourself. And sometimes you do things you wonder, who Do I trust myself? But that was number one thing that my father taught me. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody but yourself, because you can always bank on yourself of what you're going to do and not to do. And he will always, teach us about money, how to hustle, how to make money, how we buy stuff, sell it back, stuff with sales. That's why sales become a part of me. I'm like, I don't know, I guess a sales guru. Once I kind of figure out a niche to what I need to sell, I think I can always, sell. I'll say most things. I still learning, but I'm a good salesperson. And that is something that he taught us from an early age. We were handling a lot of money at an early age. I was on the countertop in my in his business right on Princess Street, there counting money as a 6-year-old on the countertop, just doing business. He's well known as Rasta, but pretty much that was my dad. I loved him. I do, and I still do. But that's the good part. He taught me how to make sure that I survive in life, and that teaching that he gave me is with me now. And I know it's with all my sisters and brothers, because we all hustle, we all do business, we all survive. After he has passed, we have all survived in doing business, some which way or form. We all do that. So that is something that we all learned from him: how to do business, how to not trust somebody, how to make money, hustle and make money. He has taught us that. There's another thing that he taught me as well, to always look up to your elders, I should say, because they have so many wisdom. You have to look up to them. You have to always respect your elders. And that is something that a lot of you can relate to. You always respect your elder no matter what. And so if in anywhere where an elder need my assistance, opening the door, close this, cross the street, do anything, I will never not assist them. It's my core value that I do. Another thing is that he taught me how to respect everybody. Respect goes a far way in life. He said respect will take you through life. And I've never forgotten that. I always remember that. Doesn't matter who I'm talking to, dealing with, I always respect somebody until they disrespect me. Then I'll mess them up, or I'll argue back with them, or but yeah, the respect I always give to anybody, somebody sweeping the floor, to somebody in, the corporate company. And to be honest with you, sometimes when you have people in the corporate company, they think that their shit can be eaten. And sometimes I would tend to give them a little bit less respect, because at the end of the day, sometimes they're quicker to disrespect you. So I always look out for that when it comes on to corporate companies or stuff like that. I'll look out for, managers, executive, and see how they treat me. And I'm ready to, when they disrespect me, I will be there to depends if I'm working. If I'm working somewhere, I'll never disrespect the manager. Before that, I'll leave the job. So I'm not going to lower my standard to disrespect them. But I'm telling you, I always look to respect everybody in the world. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. I don't care. You respect a person how you want to be treated. You need to treat that person the same way. Give them the same respect. And then also I demand it back. He always taught us, you have to give respect to demand back respect. So that is something that he taught me. And I tell you right now, whatever he taught me when it comes on to money and business, I can say, Dad, thank you. I thank you to the bottom of my heart for that, because it has helped me through my life today. That's the good part. Now you get to the bad part. My dad, he used to hit us, because in Jamaica, you hit your kids. That's what you do. Okay, and he didn't joke. If something went wrong, oh, he would give you a whooping. Okay, so you would get a whooping. So that was the bad part. You know, he didn't care if you didn't listen to him or don't say anything or don't do anything that he tell you to do. Oh, shooks, you know, he will hit you. So you know, that was the bad part of that. But I think I kind of, you maybe ask some of my sisters or another one or two or so, and they might say, oh, I am the black sheep of the family. But for me, I think I was a black sheep of the family because I guess I was one of the only one that was a little bit more rebellious in the sense that I know I had to listen to him, but you know, if I know that I needed to do something, I would go do it, and then okay, I'm gonna get a whooping later. So that mentality. But my sisters and brothers, they would not even dare think about doing that. So you know, I think one of the instances that I was supposed to go to I think it was what we call it, I think it was some party at school. And I was like, oh, that party's not missing me. I'm going. I know I couldn't go. I know I shouldn't go, but I wanted to go. So I was like, you know what? I am going. And I'm telling you, when I went, I knew that I was going to get a beating, and I did get a beating. And he beat me so hard till I think my back, all of my back was swollen. And, you know, I was like, okay, next day onto school. And I would go to school and nobody knew. Nobody knew what I was going through or what my sisters and brothers was going through, being beaten and stuff like that. In the States, it's a little bit more rough. People don't really, you know, do that or talk about it. But that is something that is known in the Caribbeans, you know, and the islands, I should say. And a part of Jamaica, you know, we do that. We grew up on that. It's not anything to us. We're not killing our kids. That's what we see, you know. But I would say, you know, at the end of the day as well, you know, I think he overprotected us to the point that we can't go anywhere, we can't do anything. He doesn't want us to this, that, and that was kind of crazy for growing up a child. But you know, I will say we as sisters and brothers, we all made something of ourselves. We all, you know, we're still living our life. We're still learning as they go by. So we're still a part of life, but we are not, you know, to the bottom. You know what I mean? So we're still surviving and making ourselves, making, you know, a living, so to speak. So I have to thank God, and you know, I have to thank my dad for that. You know, that's, so we have the good part, we have the bad part, and then we have the crazy part. So good, bad, ugly. That's what I said I was going to give you, right? So good, bad, and then the ugly part is about things that he will do. Things that he will do. And I grew up in that house for, I'll say, all of my life. I think I left when I was about 18, 19. I left out of the house and left to go be with my son's father. And after leaving, I've realized that there was a real ugly part to our family, to my family, that I should say. And I feel like that's the worst part. And I think I found out after I left that my dad is a abuser. And that was the part that hurt me to this day. And as much as I talk about it, I know all of, you know, my family deals with it differently. So, as I said, I was giving you my take on my dad. There is a really good part that I appreciate, I love, the bad part that we grew up on, and then the real ugly of him being an abuser. So that's my story. And That's my truth. That is my dad. I love you. I love him. But I can tell you, a part of me hated him as well. And in the near future, I'll be bringing out my memoir and telling my part, my story, everything that I have gone through in Jamaica, growing up, dealing with my sibling, things that happens, really good, bonding, and really bad. So look out for that. I'll be writing that and getting that out, and you could know the whole story, the truth. That's my truth. Again, sorry to put a damper on the Father's Day, but that's my dad. Good, bad, and really, really ugly. So again, don't make my sadness put a rain on your parade. Happy Father's Day to all the great fathers that are not abusers. Happy Father's Day to you. And I wish you all, a really happy Father's Day today. Again, I am Nancy Mitchell for Love Guru, your guide to better relationships. Peace. I'm out.